Good night through. Welcome to another episode of Sports, and I hope your week has been great. This is September, the Independence Month. Well, I'd like to think. Well, Independence is what, next week?
Yeah.
All right. Let's not talk about that. But
yeah, you're looking good,
yes,
Dini. You were looking
I know. I'm just
fantastic.
stressing that it's Independence.
Yeah, nice.
In case you're wondering why I'm dressed up.
Yeah, well
okay. How was your weekend? I was out at Hula. Absolutely great weekend. Great numbers out there, I must say.
Yeah, beautiful place.
Apart
beautiful
from
place.
me and my fellow crew members, the camera operator.
You remember the day, though?
Yeah, getting burnt
okay,
from the sun and everything else.
Sure, yes.
It was a great weekend for us. We covered kiteboarding, so that's coming up on the show. But
Very
I know
nice.
you were at the Komara game.
Yeah, I tell you what, the Como Petroleum National Soccer League, it is an absolute nail-biter of a draw that we had. PRK Komara versus MRDC Hekari went down to the wire. It was 2-1. Komara had a goal that was not a goal. They had a penalty that was not awarded, but it was the ref's call, and we'll leave it at that. Yeah.
You had some nice T-shirts on.
Yeah, 600.
Well.
It's 600. You know.
Yeah. I thought you were going to bring back some for us.
I'll try and get some.
Well, you better. Okay. So on the show tonight, like I've mentioned already, we have kiteboarding coming up, and of course, Hunters will talk about the game they had over the weekend, a successful one. So we'll have a listen to that one as well. And of course, we will be previewing some of the important matches coming up this weekend. Lawrence, let's get on with the scoreline.
Thanks, Dini. All right, the scoreline, and this is how it all went down last weekend. The last games of the Nrl Round 25. Roosters 40 over the Raiders 16. That was it for the Raiders. No more for them in the top 8. Storms 28 over the Sharks 16. Sharks also had to win this game to stay in contention. Unfortunately, we're not able to do that. The Panthers, 40 points over the Eels 6. They rested a lot of the players, Parramatta Eels, so that was expected. And the Brisbane Broncos, I don't know where all this was, but anyway, 35-22. Broncos beat the Knights. It had no bearing on the top 8. Whether the Knights lost or won, they would still make the top 8. Manly, wow, what a game. 46-18. One of the tries of the year was the last one, 110 meters to score that try. But Manly looking really solid for the finals. Rabbitohs beat the Dragons 20 points to 16. Dragons haven't won since that infamous barbecue that they had 8 weeks ago. Unreal. And then this game, my goodness, Titans only had to win by 11 against the Warriors, ended up winning 34-zip. So the Titans are well and truly into the finals, the top 8. And the Bulldogs, again, where was this? The last place Bulldogs, the Wooden Spooners, 38-0. All right, Dini, so this is the roundup, the top 8. As you can see, the Storm got the minor premiership. Panthers, Rabbitohs, Seagulls, and then the Roosters, Eels, Knights, and Titans squeeze in to the top 8. Okay, after the regular season of games, and I don't want to see the bottom 8, Dini. Okay. But
let's just move on.
Is it gonna come on? No. Okay.
Yeah, it's
fine.
Not important anymore.
Yes. Very good. Okay.
Sorry to all the supporters of bottom 8 teams.
Intra Super Cup moving it right along. Seagulls 26 over the Blackhawks. No, draw. It was a draw. 26-26, and then. Is that right? Tigers as well, 26-26 against the Magpies, and then the Hunters, 22-20. Capras scored right at the death there. It was a conversion to level, but the kick, unfortunately for the Capras, well, fortunately for us, we're not able to get it. The Cutters 36 over the Jets 26 there, and the other results: Northern Pride 24 over the Dolphins 16. Falcons 28 over the Bears 16, and Devils 24 over the winner Manly Seagulls 16. And that is the scoreline for the Intra Super Cup. This game, Digicel Cup, Toombe 31-16. They've come do or die all the way. Do or die against the Wigman, do or die against the Morocks, and now going into the grand final this weekend. So well done to Wagi Toombe. They take on the Lay Snacks Tigers. Matches in the NSL in Lay City FC 6-2 over Morbe United. Morbe Warriors 2-0 against Northern Youth. Civic FC 2-0 over Tusbab Stallions. Okay, that's for Lay in Port Moresby, the Southern Conference. This one here, Hekari, we talked about it, 2-1 over Gulf Komara. Star Mountains 4-1 over Southern Youth, and 1-0 Port Moresby Palm Strikers FC defeating Central Dabaris. That ended off the games of round one, and Lay City FC, as you can see here on top, with 18 points, Morbe Wawens, then Lay City Dwellers, and Civic FC rounding up the top four. In the Southern Conference as well, this is what it looks like after the end of round one. Hekari on top, Gulf Komara, Palm Strikers, then Southern Youth as well. Right, so that's what it looks like now. The Kumo Petroleum National Soccer League now goes into its break. They have a 2-week break, and we'll discuss that a bit later on as well. We'll take a short time out now, and we'll be back with more on Sports Scene. All right, welcome back. You are watching Sports Scene. It is now time to talk Rugby League via Zoom with our head coach of the SPPNG Hunters. He has been really great all season to give us an update and also a review and preview of our SPPNG Hunters. He's online again. We're going to speak to him now. Coach, well, congratulations on the win over the weekend.
After a win, it was a fairly scrappy performance from our Hunters, and certainly one that we winning feeling in the dressing shed after the game.
Yeah, absolutely. They had the conversion to draw the game, but unfortunately, well, fortunately for us, the kick was not able to get in.
We shouldn't have been relying on him to miss that to win that game of footy. We played really well for about 13 to 15 minutes, and then after that point, we just went away from everything that we tried to do in the game or tried to implement. So, I learned, and thankfully we didn't learn it the hard way.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Very good that you got the win. Let's quickly look towards this weekend. It's the last game for the Hunters, and you were able to field a relatively same team.
Yeah, actually the first time I think all season I've been able to name the same 17 that played the week before. We do have a little bit of a concern with Captain who has a bit of a tight, so we'll just have to monitor him to see if he comes up all right. But I'm thankful that we can do that. It's first, in our 16 games that we've been able to back that one up.
So you're playing at Bycroft Oval against the Tweed Seagulls. Anyone we need to sort of look out for this game? Where are they on the ladder as well?
They're in tussle. They're on 22 points. They're in that tussle between 2 and 5. I think there's 4 teams on 22 points at the moment, so they'll be in for a win, and they had a draw on the weekend. So, that's sort of similar to us, I guess. They got out to a 22-4 lead and got down. So certainly be wanting to put in a huge effort. Their young hooker, Wolf, is quite damaging if you allow him to run the football. So, but they do have some really good centres. Tremaine Spry, who has played 5 games for the Titans last year, he's one of their centres, and I think he was contracted to the Titans this year, but opted out to try and chase a contract somewhere else for next year. So he'll be wanting to put in a good performance against us.
So the Tweed Seagulls, they need to win this game. For us, it is about just making sure that we finish off our season well. What do we need to do? Just stay disciplined in the game?
Yeah, look, I've highlighted our kicking game that we haven't been able to apply to oppositions. We did that really well last week. Our first 3 kicks, we either got the ball back straight away for them dropping the ball or scoring high, or we got in that next set. So we put a lot of pressure on the captors. We certainly need to do that for a lot longer this week.
All right, no worries, Church. I think that's about it. We've got Independence coming up next week. So when we next talk to you, it'll actually be in the Independence Day. So is there any Independence message you want to give out to the rest of Papua New Guinea?
Yeah, certainly want to do it. So I guess, yeah, Coach, from your SP PNG Hunters, wishing everyone in PNG a happy Independence Day.
All right, listen, thank you very much to you, Coach. Have a fantastic rest of the week, and make sure we get that win against Tweed Seagulls, and then we'll talk to you for the very last time next week on the eve of Independence.
No worries. Thanks, Lawrence. Thanks again for having me on.
All right, there we go. Matthew Church there talking to us. The last game, the SPPNG Hunters against Tweed Seagulls this weekend. We'll take a short time out now on Sportsing, and we'll be back with more right here on Sportsing.
Welcome back. You're watching Sportsing. We're out here at Hula Village, Raukela Village in Hula. It's been a great day. We've covered kiteboarding. First time for me to cover kiteboarding. New experience, and I loved every bit of it. It's a little bit of sailing and, well, kites involved as well. So in the next couple of minutes, I'll take you through what we covered so far. A 2-hour drive out of Port Moresby along the Maggie Highway led us to the beautiful beach of Raukela. We're here for the second annual Pepsi Hula Kiteboarding Classic competition, and we arrived to quite a mid-morning site. Now 17 competitors took to the waters, among them Hula local and PNG rep Benny Kali. Over the next 3 hours, we saw 3 categories of competition. What you're looking at now is the Pepsi King of the Air. This next one is Pepsi Freestyle King. And of course, the last one, Pepsi Speed Demon. So this is basically what happens. There is a set race course, and the timings are important in final rankings. And there were a handful of locals that came through at the end of the competition. Impressive showcase of the sport, I must say. So what is kiteboarding and why this sport in PNG? Pacific Industries Director and kiteboarding enthusiast Everett Chu shares this insight.
So kiteboarding in general, it's quite a new sport globally. I guess it's similar to sailing, where you use the wind, you have a kite, you have lines that are attached to the kite that come down to your harness, and then you use a board. So it's a bit of a combination of sailing and surfing, and that's why a lot of the contestants and people who do kiteboarding generally also sail and surf, and you need consistent and strong wind to be able to kiteboard, just like you do sailing. The sport in general, PNG, it started here about 2014 when Benny Kali, he was trained by an Australian who came here and was just kiteboarding around. He took an interest into it. His story is quite amazing on how he actually learned to kiteboard. He's told me it's a long one. Him flying into the bush here, using a wakeboard instead of a kiteboard, wrong size kites, and somehow he managed to figure out how to kiteboard. And from that, he moved in 4 years so quickly into going to the World Championships in Beijing and winning lots of events in Australia too. So I think because it's so accessible here in PNG, especially in Port Moresby, kiteboarding, because we have such beautiful beaches, long beaches and consistent wind, it makes it a very attractive sport for people to get into. And the sport is growing here, and it's grown a lot over the last 6 years. If you went back, say, in 2014, there wasn't many people doing it. Now people know what kiteboarding is. They see us, we kiteboard at Ella Beach, we kiteboard at Tarama, we kiteboard at Tutu, we kiteboard at Hula. You can even kiteboard up in the Juki Yorks in Rabaul. Basically anywhere where there's wind, shallow water, you can kiteboard. Hula is possibly one of the greatest spots for kiteboarding in the world. I've had many professional kiteboarders come here and witness the consistent wind we have here and the strong wind, and also requires nice flat water. You don't want it to be rough. And so just with the geographies of Hula Village and this beach here, it just makes it a pristine area for kiteboarding. And as you can see, the community here, Hula is the place to be for kiteboarding in PNG. The sport in general, PNG, it started here about 2014 when Benny Kali, he was trained by an Australian who came here and was just kiteboarding around. He took an interest into it. His story is quite amazing on how he actually learned to kiteboard. He's told me it's a long one. Him flying into the bush here, using a wakeboard instead of a kiteboard, wrong size kites, and somehow he managed to figure out how to kiteboard. And from that, he moved in 4 years so quickly into going to the World Championships in Beijing and winning lots of events in Australia too. So I think because it's so accessible here in PNG, especially in Port Moresby, kiteboarding, because we have such beautiful beaches, long beaches and consistent wind, it makes it a very attractive sport for people to get into. And the sport is growing here, and it's grown a lot over the last 6 years. If you went back, say, in 2014, there wasn't many people doing it. Now people know what kiteboarding is. They see us, we kiteboard at Ella Beach, we kiteboard at Tarama, we kiteboard at Tutu, we kiteboard at Hula. You can even kiteboard up in the Juki Yorks in Rabaul. Basically anywhere where there's wind, shallow water, you can kiteboard.
So that was how we spent our Saturday out here at Raukela Village in Hula. Kiteboarding's been great, but for now, time's caught up with us in this segment, so we'll go for a break now and we'll be back with more on sports, and stay with us. Welcome back, you're watching Sports Scene. This is the final segment here on the show. Lawrence, we'll get on with the weekend preview before I say some other things.
Thanks, Dini. The NRL, okay, it is the week one of the finals, and this is how they line up the top 8. On Friday night, tomorrow night, massive game, 1v4, Sea Eagles versus the Storms. It is going to be a massive game there. And then Roosters versus the Titans on Saturday. Panthers versus the Rabbitohs. Roosters should win, and the Panthers should win, I think. And on Sunday, Eels play the Knights. Eels should win this. They should win this. Knights didn't have that much of a, good lead up into the finals. And for the Intra Super Cup, the Tigers take on the Cutters, and the Ipswich Jets take on the Devils. That's this Saturday, 11th of September. The other games that will be played is the Wynnum Manly Seagulls versus the Blackhawks. Our boys, the Hunters, play the Seagulls, and Pride versus the Bears in that. All right, so that, I believe, is the Intrust Super Cup. Last two games there, that's it. Here we go. Falcons versus the Capras, and Magpies will take on the Dolphins. Okay, and that will be the last games before the Queensland Intrust Super Cup goes into their finals. Okay, the finals of that. That's it. This weekend, big game, as we said, Lace Necks Tigers versus the Wagi Tumbe. Massive game. The Oil Search National Football Stadium will be packed, and I'm sure it's going to be a massive Sunday afternoon. The Digicel Cup Grand Final there. The other games that will be played over the weekend, Dini, is the PNG National Men's Exhibition Match.
Yeah, hence no NSL round.
There's no NSL, that's why I can't give you the draws for that. It's on Saturday at 3 p.m. at the PNG Football Stadium. 10 kina grandstand tickets and 5 kina for the outer door stands. Dini, I should also mention that basketball will have the National Under-17 Championships as well, which I got a personal interest in. I'll be there, of course. Basketball's my sport, so I'll be there.
I'll be out in Leh covering some national school rugby league. That's why I won't be here this weekend.
So Hula last weekend,
I will.
Leh this weekend.
Of course.
Jeez. Good on you.
Yes.
Good on you.
So I will be bringing you that story next week as well. So stay tuned for that. For now, time's caught up with us. So this is where we will leave you. Oh, please, our contact details. Yes. If you have any comments or story tip, please call us on 312-9229 or email us at sports@emtv.com. sportscene.com.pg, or you can message us on our Sports Scene Facebook page and leave your story tip or your comments, and please include your email address and a reliable phone number we can get in touch with you on. That's about it. Have a safe weekend.
Yeah.
Take care. If you're starting your independence celebrations very early,
Yeah, 7 days. 7 days away.
just make sure you celebrate safely.
Yeah.
That's about it from us. Until then, until next week, it's bye for now.
Good night.